Hey sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I want to say a very big shout out to every one of you for all the support and love you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So today we'll be talking about something really very important. You know, one thing I love about internet, when you F around, you find out. You know, it's a white guy who actually started by saying that he is from South Africa, right? And he said that people are calling him colonizers. What did he colonize? And then he said that why are black people overreacting? That slavery happened like hundreds of years ago, and that he is just 19. And why do you all think he is racist? He is asking, and went further to make some nasty statement and so many racist things to people. And you know what? He actually got cancer, and that is the good part. Stay glued to the screen. Let me roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up, let me roll the clip.
Go back to Holland, you're not African? Are you dumb? I've done nothing wrong, okay? I just said I'm South African, which I am. Like, even on my other TikToks, I've been being called a colonizer. How? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong, my guy. My parents decided to have the nasty in South Africa, where they live, and have me, you know? And now you're calling me a colonizer. I didn't colonize shit, okay? I was born here just like you. Don't come at me like that. As if you are South African. Is that like low-key racism? Like, you came at me because I'm white. Nah. Like, I understand the history of South Africa. Because I was taught it, because I live here, okay? But why am I getting hate for it? Like, I didn't do shit! Like, all that stuff happened, like, hundreds of years ago. I'm 19! Why are you involving me in it? Huh? Okay, let me just live my life, okay? I'm African.
So how did you know that slavery happened hundreds of years ago and you are just 19? Why you are trying to be so racist to people? That is absolutely interesting. You know what? Stay good to the screen because you definitely will like the stitches. Yeah, let's find out what happened. F around and find out. So here we go.
Colonize shit. Okay, I was born here just like you.
I'll get to your parents in a second, but a few things first. Everywhere on this planet where your phenotype exists, indigenous people suffer. Everywhere on this planet where your phenotype has settled, indigenous people want you gone. Everywhere. So you can choose to do something with that information, or you can just ignore it and say, you know what, you were born here. That's fine. Now, the fact that you were born here should not have happened. You were born here of violence, colonization, right? Your parents remained here because a system was put in place through violence, through colonization, that made it legal for you to stay here. A system that indigenous people did not approve of and has never favored them and has never benefited them as well. So the legality around you being here and staying here has nothing to do with indigenous people, because we did not agree to this. We did not consent to this. So now you're saying you're not a colonizer because you didn't colonize any place. This is where I blame your parents. Because where you are born is not controlled by you. But what you do with what you know where you are born is everything. And the fact that you are this ignorant, I blame on your parents. So this can be the start of a journey towards educating yourself about colonization, how you've benefited from it just by your skin color, or you can stay ignorant like your parents have allowed up to this point. So, granted, there are many white people all over the planet who fight for indigenous rights. There's a reason they do this. You can educate yourself as to the reasons they do this, or you can just stay another ignorant white person. So what I would do if I were you is I would chalk the last 19 years and blame it on your parents allowing you to grow up in this bubble of privilege where you don't know anything about your history, you don't understand why we say you are privileged, and you don't understand why people call you a colonizer. You can blame your parents for all that. But from this point onward, what are you going to do with what you now know? What are you going to do with the fact that all over the planet, where colonization has happened, indigenous people still want white people gone? What are you going to do with the fact that all over the planet where settlers are, on average, they are always doing better than indigenous people? Why do you think that is? And why do you think that so many countries are still sitting destabilized, even though colonization ended so long ago? Who do you think is perpetuating colonization? Who do you think is continuing the legacy that colonization created? Because as you say, all the colonizers are gone, but how is it that their descendants are still benefiting from what was done?
There is no such thing as a white
Okay, let me just live my
African.
life. Okay, I'm African.
Yay. Yay. You're European. You're European. Go get a DNA test. In fact, go look in the mirror. You living in a geographical place by force because you were never welcomed by the indigenous people. You came by force. Doesn't matter that you say, oh, I wasn't involved. You are the living evidence and the proof of what happened, okay? You cannot take yourself out of that because you say you weren't there. Your ancestors were there and you're here now, okay? You are European. You are European. Go get a DNA test to prove that. You were never welcomed. You never came here through peace, love, and just welcome. You came here through murder, okay? And rape and all the treachery that your forefathers did. Go get a DNA test. You're not African. Never have been, never will be. Hollander.
Please watch your little video. Man, I never ever mentioned your race. I'm just stating a fact. Bro, you're Dutch. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all God's children. I don't care about race, whether you're purple, yellow, black, white, whatever. You know, you should be proud of your heritage. You know, as I'm proud of my heritage. But don't you find it funny that white people in general are one of the only ethnicities or cultures, like especially in Europe, that will claim to be natives of the land or think they're equal to the natives, and will get really frustrated and offended when they say, you know, no, you're not, like, you're an immigrant or you're a colonizer. You know, because I'm half Arab, right? And most Arabs, you know, say, you know, ones that have taken over parts of Africa say, yeah, we originated from Arabia, you know, we colonized the place, but let's just live together. You know, but they don't say, oh, we're African. Most of them actually say they're Arab. Some may say they're African, but most actually say they're Arab. They speak Arabic. Bro, you have a Dutch accent. Afrikaans is a dialect from Dutch. Okay? It is what it is. You know, and the same for many other, like, white Zimbabweans or whatever, okay? It just is what it is. And plus, if you didn't know, Europeans still have the upper hand. You know, South Africa, despite them having a black president, etc., Mandela, whatever. You know, unfortunately, the ANC didn't change much except stop slavery and segregation. But still, you know, the economy was very bad for black people. And it's pretty much the same in America. You know, white people, despite the Native Americans being people of color, you know, not having the upper hand, like, yeah, they've gotten some of their land back, but still, you know, they're being discriminated against, you know, etc., you know. And then, like, it's even worse that Africans are not even natives to America, and they were brought over and they're still being discriminated against, and they helped build the country, and of course they're not going to get reparations just because the taxpayer can't afford it and all that, you know. So that's, like, really, really bad. But it's even better in South Africa because they're natives to that actual country and they still don't get equal rights. Like, the fact that you're spitting on me, man, you should educate yourself. I don't hate you as a person, but you need to educate yourself. So you obviously didn't pay attention in school if you really offended that I've just said that you're Dutch and I think you should go back to your country and stop, you know, living off like South African people. I'm just saying. That's what your ancestors did.
So this is all we got from the stitches, and, like, you know, like I keep saying, when you mess around, you find out. He did mess around and he found out. And the fact that he doesn't even know anything, he doesn't know history, he doesn't know how, like, wherever they migrate, so they make things very hard for the indigenous people. And I know a whole lot going on in South Africa, how South Africa really do want to push them out because they are making life really very horrible for them. And somebody really got the, like, you know, the nerves to even, like, you know, want to speed up. Like, are you being real right now? Go back to school and learn. Like, look at how bullets are, like, you know, straight away, like, are flying front and back. They just kept calling your parents here and there because of what you brought to yourself. Yeah, because that is it. Can imagine going to look for trouble and the bullet is like going straight to your parents because you will feel like they did not educate you well. They did not teach you right. You need to know, you need to learn. Anyways, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for all the support. I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.